Good morning, greetings, good day, good evening, hashtag replay, wherever you're watching this, YouTube, Facebook, or, well, I guess those are your two options. Zenler, that's the other one, that's the new one. We are
Yeah, it says.
all in alignment with Anita A. and Cheryl V., your stress reduction gurus, back for another Feng Shui Friday. Woohoo! I thoroughly enjoy these. I really do. Oh, well, there's three cards all together, all at the
There's the
same
card.
time. That's never happened.
I'm just going to readjust here. Okay.
Sure, you adjust.
Because, yeah, I don't know. Hello, good morning, Claire. Just, you might notice something different
You
if you're
might,
not.
they might not. We'll just leave it at that.
That's
No teasing, no
okay.
hinting. Every week we come on live on Facebook, and our topic or our theme, well, both come from the Feng Shui Personal Paradise card deck by Tara Catherine Collins. And it usually takes a while of shuffling for them to come flying out. But this morning, three of them, all three, all at one time. So are you ready for what they are? It's a very
I'm
interesting combination.
ready. I'm going to write
Ready?
them
Okay.
down.
We've got two conflicting ones right off the bat. Number
Oh,
48, fame and reputation, and
hmm.
number 15, front entrance.
Foyer, fame, and reputation, and
Fame and reputation and front entrance
okay.
are the two, which typically we lay the Bhagwan down, and the fame and reputation or fame and recognition is opposite
Mm-hmm.
the front entrance. Not always. And number 29, sanctuary,
Hmm.
which is pretty fabulous. And when you think when Tara created this deck back, would it have been in the 90s, do you think, Anita?
Uh, I would say probably the early 2000 or something. It usually says
Oh, okay.
when they're published, but
I don't have my glasses on to read, so anyway, regardless, but the picture,
2001. There we
okay,
go.
there we go. So 22 years ago, 23 years ago, the picture on the back of Sanctuary is something you would see in people's places right now.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. Hmm. Ahead
Right?
of her time. Hey?
Way ahead of her time. Front entrance is fabulous, and I wished my front entrance looked like this. But I do have the red door.
Yes.
Not that
Yes.
that flies for everybody. Don't go out and paint your door red.
No.
Red's my
No.
favorite color. And fame and reputation, which is really interesting because remember how this one looked? Well, it's a larger version of it,
Hmm.
a close up version.
Hmm. So it looks like the chakras or something
Yeah.
upside down because the red's on the top. But anyways, good morning, Claire. Good morning, Sharon.
Hello, ladies. Thank you for joining us. Cheers. Cheers, as Anita would say.
Ah, oh
So
yeah.
the
Oh,
three,
I don't have my Cheryl Anita cup. I have a regular cup.
oh, well, that's fine.
Mhm.
It's okay. I don't always have this one either.
This is the fifth Friday of the month.
November. Yeah,
That doesn't happen often.
it does
And
not.
you know what? Last week we it was the 22nd last week,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about the master number 22
Yes.
and all of that fun stuff. And then, so numbers have been kind of just like lining up this week because we had on our Her Inspired Journey virtual stage, we had
Mm-hmm.
Kelly and Leitner as
It
our,
was so good.
it was so good. And it was funny because we were like, oh, I don't know what episode this is. And then later, when I went to upload the videos and whatever, here it was, our 26th episode on her Inspired Journey virtual stage,
Oh,
and
no
it was the
way.
26th.
How cool is that?
I know. So I was like, okay, we got to pay attention to numbers this week because they're lining up.
Okay. Yep, that's
Okay,
perfect.
let's talk about what are we going to talk about? Fame and recognition,
Yeah, I
forgiveness,
think that in the
mental.
sanctuary, because there's a message in here that the double picture, right? Like there's something special about these two cards today. They're
Hmm.
also framed in wood and fire elements when we talk about the five element theory.
Hmm.
And fame is 48, which is a 12, that's a 3. And sanctuary is 29, which is an 11, that's a 2, and 2 and 3 is 5. I don't know if there's any correlation there or not. Fifth Friday, and we have a 5 between those two cards. But regardless, let's continue on down that path because we can play with numbers all day and come up with whatever we want, and then we can't remember where it came from.
And we could go on a
A
little
slight
tangent.
tangent. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty easy to do. All right, so let's
Okay.
talk about sanctuary and fame and recognition.
Hmm. Well, sanctuary is really your entire home.
Yeah.
Your entire home should be your sanctuary. That is the place, the space that reflects your personality.
Hmm.
And um, if it's not your sanctuary, then why isn't it? What do you need to look at energetically to shift and
Hmm.
change that?
True.
And it may be, like this, my little sanctuary right here this morning in my little
Yep.
corner it just feels so comforting and it feels kind of warm and cozy. And
Hmm.
I might just sit here for a while today and just be in my little sanctuary,
Yeah.
right? Where's your favorite little spot? That you have in your home that you could say, hey, this is where I want to curl up to the fireplace and read a book or, watch the fireplace on the TV. I had that on the other day for my mom so that she'd get the idea that maybe she was warm or something.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Mine was actually in front of the fireplace today, this morning as well. No book, just meditation and looking outside because we got the horror frost on the trees, and it was just so. The snow is reflecting the sunlight or the stars because we're
mhm,
in the darkness right now with the moon. But it was so pretty outside, and I let the dog out about 3, and there was a buck, and he had a pretty big rack laying in the front, facing our house, looking at our house.
mhm.
Well, looking this direction. I can't say it was at our house. But it was so easy to spot him because of the horror frost on everything else around him and then the white snow it was beautiful. So
Mm,
part of me was happy the dog got me up at 3.
mm. Yeah. And Mother Nature is always showing us that.
Hmm.
And like you were just saying, and your expression changed,
Yes.
just, the beauty, and I mean, just you're getting right into it, right?
Hmm.
So your personal energy just shifted right now, describing this beautiful outdoor scene, this
Hmm.
little, quiet sanctuary place. So imagine what will happen if you do that inside your home.
Exactly.
Good
Great
morning,
observation.
Cindy.
Great observation. And
Mhm.
that's true of any one of us. We can paint a picture, and that's what movies do, right? When you want to escape. And just type in the chat. Are you a fan of the sitcoms or the love movies, or are you a fan of the drama? And how does your body feel in either one of those scenarios when you're watching them? Because if you're escaping and you're going into drama, your body is reacting differently.
Mhm. Your body knows. Your
Oh,
body
your body
always,
knows. So
your
pay
body
attention
always
to
knows.
that. Yep.
I also want to know if you want to type in the chat, do you have a sanctuary in your home?
Mm-hmm.
you have a place or a a
Or
space in your
places.
home that you would consider your sanctuary.
Yeah.
And sanctuary also refers to sacred sites or
Yes.
sacred spaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Energetic portals, we've heard of those. Sedona, Arizona is known as a sacred
Right.
site. It
Yep.
could be considered a sanctuary for some people, for healers. Um, every culture around the world, maybe has some relevance or attaches a meaning to sanctuary, right?
Right.
And we also can incorporate into our homes this beautiful quantum energy that can help to elevate or make your home feel
Oh,
like a
yes.
sanctuary.
Absolutely.
And it's called Focus Life Force Energy. And you can literally put a little bubble around your home, and everybody, all the occupants are going to feel the difference. So I'm going to put
Mm-hmm.
a link in the comments
Mm-hmm.
and you can check that out, because, maybe that will help make your home more of a sanctuary.
Absolutely. I want
And
to
of
read
course,
what a little bit what Tara says on the card.
mhm,
Because she refers to it as a refuge. And when you think of wildlife sanctuaries, I was watching a documentary on jaguars and in the Penatal, and I think it was in Brazil. And it's a sanctuary for them so that they can watch them and learn from them. But it says she's written in here claim a guest room, den, extra bedroom, basement, attic, garage, or library, or any area within any room and design it to be a refuge that
mhm,
encourages and supports your personal growth and development. Just that
mhm.
sentence can shift, that thought can shift how you're feeling. So, in your mind, what would it look like? Let us know in the description in the chat.
Mhm.
What would it look like if you designed a space just for you? Does it mimic a memory of a trip maybe you were on or a favorite location? Does it have all your senses involved? Right? Is there smell, sight, sound, touch, texture? I've noticed for myself this last couple months actually, um, texture has been really important to me. So when I'm looking at clothing or pillows or blankets or even the decorations on the Christmas tree, it's things that have some texture, some substance to them that I'm
Mhm.
finding myself attracted to. So
Mhm.
maybe that's all part and parcel of what your sanctuary would look like. And I
Mhm.
cut you off, Anita. Sorry. What were you going to say before
Yeah,
I?
no, I don't know what I was going to say. It's
Oh,
gone. I'm just, sitting here in my cozy little sanctuary.
mm-hmm.
Um, let's talk about fame and recognition,
Sure.
right? And again, it's that's all about how do you want to be known in the world? How do you want other people to see you? And I think the cards, connect beautifully
Mm-hmm.
because if you are creating a safe place, a sanctuary for yourself, then your nervous system is going to be relaxed. And
Mm-hmm.
then you are going to show up in the world as, you know, they're going to say, oh my God, she's always so calm, or she's always blah, blah, blah. Or, she just manages to just go through life with ease and grace,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, so, I mean, those two are beautifully connected because if you want to be known as, or do you want to be known as that person like, oh my God, she's such a drama queen, right? Do you have some of those people in your life? Those people in your life are, they likely have a lot of chaos in their home and
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a sanctuary. So just think about somebody that you like to hang out with, how are they known and would you like to be known like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to be famed and recognized for?
I wonder if that's a
Hmm.
question that we could ask ourselves almost on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you like if you're a journal person, sometimes having a journal prompt, what do I want to be known for today?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. Maybe. Yeah, exactly. What do I want to be known for today? But again, then it's, that's the micro and then there's
Yeah,
the macro, right?
exactly. But then that
And
can be reinforced in the macro.
mhm. And of course, there is a fame and recognition area in your home and in every room that you can enhance or you can, add different things that are going to impress the idea upon your subconscious mind. And I think, again, maybe that's a beautiful place to have your sanctuary in the home so
Hmm.
that you can be known for being that person that goes through life with ease and grace and that beautiful, calm feeling. And again, when we're in that space, then we can be of better service to ourselves and others,
Hmm. Hmm.
right?
Love it. Okay, so let's talk about the front entrance because when we talk about the fame and recognition area, it is, and I said at the beginning, it's kind of opposite to the front entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Not always, but when we look at the bagua, this is the entrance quadrant, is what we'll call it, and we lay the bagua down going this way. So what I
Mm-hmm.
meant was often in my house, for example, I enter the front of the house. The front entrance is right here in the middle of career, and directly across from it or opposite to it is the fame and recognition area. If you enter on here or here, of course, it's not directly across, but it's opposite side of the house in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you were to draw out the bagua of your house. Um, so the front entrance is always so, so, so important in our homes. That's where the chi enters. So is yours clearly marked? And I think of one of the ladies that just did our 21-day decluttering boot camp. And one area she realized needed some attention was the front entrance of the house. Now, it's not her personal house, so there's things she can do and things she can't do, but she made some adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time she did the decluttering boot camp and she let go and released a lot, her frequency had raised. And guess what flowed in the front door?
Mm-hmm.
A legacy opportunity.
Yeah. Lots of great things. Lots of
Along
great
with
things.
other things, but it can be that simple. And paying attention to the front entrance, especially now, here anyway, because we've been getting snow. We're forecast
Mm-hmm.
for 50
Yeah.
centimeters of snow for some parts of Alberta over the weekend again.
50?
50 centimeters,
50?
50.
OMG. Okay.
Probably the mountains, but I don't know where it's at. Anyway, I didn't look at the actual weather map to see where it was forecast for. However, that said, clearing the snow,
Mm-hmm.
right? Keeping it safe, inviting. My husband last night or this morning we were talking over coffee, and he said when he got up and let the dog out at one time, he saw a doe laying in the clothes, looking at the house, and then something moved, and the fawn was standing on the front step, and then you can see the tracks going down the stairs. So it was cool that the fawn knew where the front door was, which yay,
Well, and you bring up a great point, Cheryl. It's, safety, right?
safety.
So if you are living in our Alberta, Northern Hemisphere, Saskatchewan, maybe Ontario, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Manitoba, getting snow, so important to keep the sidewalks clean, the front entrance clean of snow, but also because we have this blanket of white,
Yes.
want to be able to differentiate your house between the 30 other houses on the street. because there is that blanket of snow, we don't have that greenery and we don't have that lush florals, annuals, perennials, or whatever to grab our attention.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we can go to that beautiful Bluegrass Garden Center, UI, and we could pick up some evergreen boughs, and they would already have them arranged in a pot with some Christmas
Mm-hmm.
ornaments, things like that. Maybe you have a planter that you have from the fall, put some artificial flowers in it or something. I even did that for out at the cabin, because it's quite it's quite quiet out there and there's just a
Mm-hmm.
few evergreens. So, I just went to the dollar store and I got some silk flowers and I just popped them in the planters and it just, just a little burst of
Yeah,
color.
brought it to
Just a
life.
little burst of color that says, hello, hello, here I am over here.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we have a postal strike, so now we're getting more and more deliveries from Amazon and Purelator and who knows what else. So you want to make sure that there are no problems for them to get to your front door. You
Exactly.
know, how can you make it stand out? How can you shout, say, hello, here I
Hello.
am. Here's my house number, right? Here's the sidewalk. Come on in. It's all clear to snow. Then there's no problem. And then that flows with ease and grace,
Mm-hmm.
right? That comes back to that being in your sanctuary. Being in your sanctuary is your sanctuary, in your calm mind, in your
Mm-hmm.
balance. And just to say, oh, look at that, my package arrived, no problem. There were no mistakes. They didn't leave it on the neighbor's door. How many times do you go on Facebook and you see people say, oh my God, the person left a parcel and blah, 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 right? I see that all the time. And it's probably because they haven't got the clear, right? Give Give energy clear
Clear
direction.
direction.
That's it. That's it. It's just give them clear direction. That's all
Yeah.
we all need clear direction in anything.
I like that. And while you're talking about it, I also wanted to bring up the front light. So make sure that that light is working.
Mm-hmm.
If it highlights your house number, for example, make sure it's working, right? That it's easy to open the front door all the way. And I say that and I smile because Anita was at my house yesterday and I have an old cedar front door and I love that door because it does keep the cold out, but it also expands during the winter. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a little snug getting it closed. And it's a good pull to get it open.
Yeah.
However, I'm
Well,
not
that's a
changing
good
that
thing.
door.
That's a good thing. It's keeping the cold out and the warm in.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's all good. It's keeping your sanctuary nice and warm.
It is so. It is so. Cool. So
Mhm.
how do we combine? I want to go back to it's not how do we combine. It flows perfectly as always. That front entrance flowing into your sanctuary. And let's go back to the temperatures, the snow, and creating that safe space. And sometimes, a lot of the time, Anita and I, when we do consultations, we will recommend a declutter because the first step in feng shuiing any environment is to declutter.
Mhm.
Now, we've practiced feng shui for a long time. Anita, way longer than me. I did it intuitively. I just didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And to the degree, like the pointers and the fine nuances of it. And last night, as I was finishing up some decorating downstairs in the media room for the holidays, I wound up back in the bedroom where I had stored a lot of stuff during our renovations. And I intentionally left that room last night with all these things on it that I need to make some decisions on.
Mm.
Am I keeping it? What am I doing with it? Why am I hanging on to it? Does it fill me with joy? Why have I got this thing still? So as the temperatures drop or the snow accumulates and you find yourself in your space, in your home, now's a perfect opportunity to start looking at things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or set aside a little list. We're going to run the 21-day decluttering boot camp again starting in January. And
Mm-hmm.
you'll know some of the things and some of the spaces or closets to go back to at that point in time. This is a busy time of year. There's no point overwhelming yourself. However, if that works for you and you come across stuff that is like, okay, why am I hanging on to this stuff? Do I want to be known as, right? So your fame and recognition is part of it. Do your kids tell you often, deal with this stuff because I don't want to? Because your kids don't want your stuff.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yep.
We are
Beep.
at the top of the hour. We better talk
Oh,
numbers
yes. Let's talk numbers because,
before it's
yes.
time to go. And while you're adding up the numbers, I want to say that next Friday will be the first Friday of the month, Feng Shui Oracle card reading day, which is always a lot of fun. Um, what else do I want to say? Hmm. And yeah, 21-day decluttering boot camp coming up
Mhm.
in January. Vision
Digital.
quest coming up in January.
Digital decluttering coming up in December.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And I'm working on some other things, hopefully get them complete today that are kind
Yeah.
of we'll
Okay.
let you know.
So
Yeah.
we had the sanctuary, a 29, that's an 11. The numbers totaled up to an 11. So I'm doing the double digit today, the 11, because it's also the 29th, which is an 11.
Okay. Like, look at that.
Like, hello,
I
do we
know.
need
Yeah,
more 11s?
we should have
As always,
known.
referring to double digitology, 11, 11. All
Mhm.
right, the 11 represents beginning anew, positivity into a spirit of energy that others can feel in their heart, a signal of changing relationships and starting fresh. Karma may be playing a role in your world if you don't pay attention. An awakening to your purpose is necessary.
Mhm.
A driven nature to being the change you would like to see in the world. Woohoo! And of course, because the 1 1 equals a 2, it also represents a 2. If the magnifying power of the 11 is a bit overwhelming, you can lower that down to a 2, which is simply divine partnership, and in the Tibetan system, a duality of energy.
Mm. And
Love it.
when you see 1111, just think
Mhm.
about, what you were just thinking about.
Exactly.
And that's your higher self, your guides, your universal life force energy trying to get
Trying to
your
get your
attention
attention.
and or giving you confirmation. Quite often it's confirmation or of some, a thought that you had
Yes.
preceding seeing that number 1111. So it's kind of like a big shout out to you saying, yes, you're on the right
Hello.
path. Keep going. Because 11 is also that master number. So you are mastering,
Hmm.
right? It's a confirmation that you are mastering your life. That's what we're here for. So it is confirmation. Hmm.
Yay. Thank
Yay.
you for joining us again on this fifth Friday of November.
See you next week for
Absolutely.
Feng Shui card oracle
Good
reading.
card. Yeah, you'll have to let us know if you want a reading. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for joining us.